I guess. Ah, so this is what it feels like to constantly reset. Ropes. How do they work? I sure as hell don't know. I'm not having this hard 20-second break right here, though. Okay, it's more like a 15-second break, but still. Actually, no, it's pretty close to a 20-second break. It's like 18 seconds. Lamp oil, rope, bombs, you want it? Yeah, I still noticed some screen tearing, but like not nearly as bad as before I turned on FreeSync. So this is really nice. Shoutouts to Zelda CAI. All the shoutouts to Zelda CAI. What's up, Ava? Thanks for the good luck, dude. How goes hating Melee but also loving Melee? It's a whole ass mood. Sounds good, man. Much appreciated. I mean, NST Switch also looks bad not just because it's 30 FPS, but because it's like a huge graphical downgrade. Lost the Heartbreaker. Yeah, no, I've been there, dude. I've absolutely been there. 100%. But also, like, I saw that tweet and I was like, hey, yo, fuck Smash? We vibing. I agree. Fuck Smash. But also, Smash is great. I mean, that's the thing, Goober. Like, I played NST on PS4 when it first came out, and that was 30 FPS. And I was like, man, I don't know why everybody's bitching about this not being 60 FPS. It's fine. And then the PC version came out, and I was like, wow. This is so much better. Played 5 hours of offline Smash. Hey, lucky bastard. Holy shit, man. I wish I could do that. Yes, I know. Smish. Smish is pretty good. NST Switch is not great. It is not. Casually, it's passable. Like, I don't think it's horrible on Switch. It's just not... It's definitely not the best version of the game. I can say that much. I think SRT Switch is probably marginally better. I never got SRT on Switch. You're very lucky to have access to offline Smash with PR players. That you are, dude. Like... Oh, I thought that was gonna be bad. Doing a double tornado, your friend was like, oh hell yeah, let's go. Doubles? Doubles kinda hype. Doubles is hype when, you know, when they actually deal with characters that are problems. Cloud! Who said that? All Final Fantasy characters are destined to have bad grabs. Okay, so, like, I'm okay with Sephiroth having a bad grab. Like, he doesn't need that on top of the sword. I mean, it's fine, Goober. Like, it's still fun to do tournaments. Smash 4 double cloud is solid. I love how Smash 4 cloud, not even just Smash 4 double cloud, but Smash 4 cloud in doubles. So even a single cloud was more dominant than Brawl Meta Knight was in singles. And they still refuse to ban that fucker. Like, come on, dude. It's okay to ban characters if they're that fucking overwhelmingly powerful. Like, I think the bans for, like, Meta Knight and Bayonetta were both debatable, but you could, like, make an argument for both of them. Cloud is just like, why the fuck was that even legal? Sephiroth is top 10? I'd believe it. Sephiroth, kind of nice. Cloud Bayo doubles. I don't know, it was a pretty good team. Bayo was stupid in doubles, too. Cloud and doubles absolutely should have been banned. Isn't it like we're too scared to ban characters? But it's funny because in Brawl they banned double Meta Knight. Like that was a thing that got banned. Like double Meta Knight was not allowed in doubles at the end of Brawl. I mean, I can see the argument for banning Bayo because she was really dumb, but for one, I can't even say that I don't think she was over-centralizing enough, because by the end of Smash 4, she was definitely over-centralizing. But I don't think banning her would have saved that game. I don't even think banning her and Cloud together would have saved that game. Yeah, man, you got it. It's also like, it would have been really fucking weird if they banned Bayo, but then didn't stick by the Meta Knight ban in Brawl. But that being said, the Meta Knight ban was justified too, and then that got backpedaled. Basically, if a character's broken, you're told to just deal with it. And like, to an extent, yes, like, there's always going to be a best character. But like, when you get carried as hard as a lot of people were by Bayonetta, and even like to an extent Meta Knight, like, yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, Bayo was not the only problem with Smash 4. She was just the biggest poster child of every problem with Smash 4. Like, I had so many other problems with Smash 4, with so many other characters. It's just that every problem I had with Smash 4 also applied to Bayo. Yo, Crash Lana. Thanks for good luck. Like, Bayo was stupid, Cloud was stupid, Donkey Kong was stupid, Bowser was stupid, Ryu was stupid. Any character with grab, throw, kill was stupid. Which was like half the cast. Fucking Mario had invincible up smash. Falcon hasn't ever been bad. Lies. Falcon was terrible in Brawl. Falcon was god awful in Brawl. Yo, Elite, thanks for the raid. Link was bad in every game before Smash 4, and even then he's only been, like, average in Smash 4 and Ultimate. Oh my god, get on the fucking... This skip's impossible, dude. What? It exists, I promise. Smash 4 Ryu was so sick. I liked him until he fucking... Up air, up tilt, up air, shore-you'd me, and I died at like 40. But yeah, no, Falcon was awful in Brawl, Goober. Brawl definitely is very slow, but like, part of me really likes the defensive, like, neutral-focused gameplay. What was the time match that you're posting on Twitter? So, do you know what the time warp is in this, Craig? What's up, Bear? Yeah, so at the time warp is stronger at lower FPS. So at 30 FPS, it's busted. And, like, nobody's really abusing it on PC right now. Dude, Brawl Falco is fucking sick. Like, Brawl Falco is nice. I also, like... Okay, so I'm a little biased because I play him. But despite how utterly broken as hell Meta Knight is, like, Meta Knight's by far the most... Not even by far, but Meta Knight, in my opinion, is the most broken character in any Smash game. With the only potential contestant being Bayonetta, and even then I would say it's definitely Meta Knight. Meta Knight's sick, too. Tripping was stupid in Brawl. Like, even the most diehard Brawl fans will acknowledge that tripping is stupid if they're not idiots. Like, I love Brawl. Tripping is an awful mechanic. The thing is that, like, tripping also very rarely actually decides the result of a game. Like, you see videos of someone, like, tripping and then immediately die. Those instances were rare, but tripping is fundamentally a terrible mechanic. Like, the fact that, like, you just trip out of sheer randomness is so stupid. 30 first-person... Yeah. Crash Bandicoot 4 while also playing 30 first-person shooters at the same time. The way I see Brawl, I'm not going to pretend Brawl's perfect, because Brawl is not perfect. But I also think that Brawl has a lot of good things underneath a lot of the more questionable decisions they made. I also don't think Brawl being a slow game is inherently bad. It's just that when you contrast it to Melee, where Melee is like lightning fast, it's very different, and people equate different to bad.
Here you go!
Yo, Valentina, thank you for the bit. But I think Brawl's great. Honestly, Brawl probably made me a better Smash player than Smash 4 did. Like, every time I went and played Brawl, and then went back and did a set, and like did a tournament in Smash 4, I played so much better in Smash 4 after playing Brawl. Because like Brawl, for Brawl, to be successful in Brawl, you had to know how to play neutral. And like, I played Diddy in 4, and like neutral game is probably one of the things I'm best at doing. So like Brawl really helped me with that. But in Smash 4, it doesn't matter how much you lose neutral, you just have to hit them twice and you win. Is the GameCube version of Twalk okay to start learning categories? I don't have a lot of experience with the GameCube version, but everything I've ever heard about is that it's terrible. Like, it's really laggy, its frame rate is super bad. But like, if you just want to get a basic feel of the game, it might be okay. Although if you have the option to emulate it with like PCSX2, that might be better. But I've heard GameCube Twalk is pretty bad. That being said, it's probably not completely unplayable. It's just a significant downgrade. But I think I've played the GameCube version of Twalk once in my life. I have a GameCube copy center. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Twalk is thankfully like pretty simple to pick up. It is really just learning a lot of like corner cuts and really just corner cuts. The movement is super basic in Twalk. Like, people think this movement is basic. Twalk is literally just sliding. And that doesn't make it a bad game or a bad speedrun. Twalk is a pretty cool speedrun. Twalk is a nice chill speedrun. It's like 19 frames per second. I'd believe it. That means Time Warp is broken in Twalk on GameCube. Ultimate is your favorite Smash game by far. Ultimate, the biggest thing Ultimate has going for it is the sheer amount of content in it. Like, it's a really fucking good free-for-all, like casual game because of just how much is in it. As an overall game, my favorite is still Melee or Brawl, just by sheer factor of those ones are really fun to play by myself. Like, I enjoy playing Melee by myself. I enjoy playing Brawl by myself. And I can't really say the same thing for 4 or Ultimate. 4 single player is fucking trash. At least on Wii U. It's fine on 3DS because of like Smash Run and shit. And like classic mode isn't complete garbage. But like 4 like Wii U, God, that single player fucking sucks. And then like Ultimate's like better about it. Like classic mode isn't the complete worst on Ultimate compared to Wii U. But also, like, God, I wanted World of Light to be so much better than it actually is. Like, World of Light just feels like a fucking slog. Like, when they advertised World of Light, they gave off the impression that it was fucking, like, Subspace 2. And I would have been so down for that. And then it's just fucking glorified event matches. And there's, like, way too many of them. Honestly, I think the biggest thing that is, like, a huge barrier of entry to Melee isn't even the GameCube control. It's how stiff the game is. Like, Melee's movement is really cool once you get used to it, but it's so hard to get used to. Like, Melee is like, when you first learn it, it's a clunky ass game. It's like one of the things I always liked about PM is that PM had all the Melee movement, but it was on Brawl's engine, and Brawl was not as clunky of a game in terms of like actually like reading inputs. Like, sure, it was like it was a slow game, but it wasn't a clunky one. So like you to have like the responsiveness on Brawl and you put it in Melee's engine, and like, or you have the speed of Melee and you put it in Brawl's engine, which is more responsive, I guess is a better way to put it, and like that's like some clean ass movement. Dude, I could not finish World of Light. I don't even think I got close. I wanted to because I was like, oh, story mode. I want to unlock the rest of the menu music on the menu, but no, like, I'm not gonna fucking stick to that just for that. Nah. The hardest thing about Melee is just how clunky it is. Like, it's stiff. And then the other hard thing when you're like getting into like competing in Melee is that like the meta in Melee is not solved, obviously, because it keeps fucking evolving. But also, like, there's so much years of, like, information and knowledge on Melee's meta that, like, you're gonna get destroyed when you first start entering Melee tournaments. And it's not fun because you just get comboed, like, constantly. And, like, it gets better as you learn, but that first bit is, like, super frustrating. And Yo-Yo, thanks for the resub. Really appreciate it, dude. What the frick? I did not land on anything there. 30 FPS is a pain to watch. Yeah, you're telling me. I'm playing it. This is an eyesore, dude. Well, okay. That's fine, I guess. I'll just wait. Actually, 100% of World of Light. Dude, you got more willpower than me, man. I could not. I think there was like a fucking I mean, what's the fucking character? He's like an assist trophy, and he's literally just like a bunch of like pink balls. And I remember there was a minigame where like the spirit was him, and he was represented by Mega Man, and holy shit, that was the most aggravating thing on the planet. And I was like, I can't do this. Enter the Dragonfly 0 frames per second. Nah, I'm pretty sure Enter the Dragonfly goes negative. We didn't know it was physically possible, but Enter the Dragonfly proved us wrong. Sukapon? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, fuck that mission. Bloodborne is the only acceptable 30 FPS. I'll be honest, I don't mind the fact that CTR NF is 30 FPS. Like, would it have been cool if NF got a PC port and it was 60 FPS? Yeah. But when I went back and played NF, did it feel like it was a choppy game? No, NF feels smooth as fuck. Like, NF is a pretty impressive 30 FPS game. Yeah, I love this, man. Oh! Oh, okay. Yeah, NF is 30 FPS. God, it's so fucking easy on 30 FPS, dude. Holy shit, I love it. Yeah, it's like NF obviously uses motion blur to hide the 30 FPS, but like it's like not even like bad motion blur. Like NST and like Spyro Reignited, when you have motion blur on, you can tell. NF it uses the motion blur just enough where like it doesn't even look like a 30 FPS game with motion blur. It just looks like a game that's 60 FPS. Congrats for all cat girls were. Thank you, Kiri. I'm actually really hyped about that run. That run, aside from like most of it was good, and then like Aegipus Dimension was like super bad, and then I just like turned on for like the remainder of the run. The only other bad splits were like Crate Escape and Toxic Tunnels, and the final boss. Oh yeah, no, I couldn't. I stopped halfway through the Grand Prix just because it was too much. But goddamn, that game is fun when you actually get to play it. Yeah, I've heard that, Ava. Like, I didn't experience it when I played SRT on PS4, but I remember Depp could not play the game because it made him motion sick. Alright, you got it. Yeah, the Grand Prix were cool. I love them as a concept, but it was just so much you had to do to get everything. It was like super burnout. Yeah, like the biggest thing is that like, again, I don't have a problem with motion blur, but I also generally don't really suffer from motion sickness to that degree. Like, I don't suffer from motion sickness so much that like a game being like super shaky will make me motion sick. Usually. But like for Spyro, I can get how it can like throw people off, and then the fact that it didn't have an option initially was so stupid. But then they gave it an option, and they realized, wow, this game's frame rate is inconsistent as fuck on console. It's my favorite Grand Prix level, Twilight. Of the Grand Prix I played, Twilight Tour. Of the Grand Prix tracks in general, I feel like it's hard not to say Drive Through Danger. That's just a really good track. But like I really like Twilight Tour. Yeah, the thing is that like they didn't space out the Grand Prix content, but I guess maybe they were afraid that if they like put breaks in between the content, people would stop playing. Yeah, Drive Through Danger is pretty good. Like Twilight Tour, I loved. I did not like Prehistoric Playground. I thought Spyro Circuit was fine but kind of boring. And then after that, I think it was Nina's Nightmare, and that track was all right, but that's where I burned out. Mega Mix Mania is good also.
Can't say I see the appeal of all that jumping you do. Perhaps I don't have the right body for it. Yeah.
Circus track sucked ass. Oh, fucking Koala Carnival. I just think it's funny because it's another attempt to try to be Baby Park without understanding what makes Baby Park such a good track in Mario Kart. Like, what makes Baby Park so good in fucking Mario Kart isn't just the fact that it's so simple, it's also that it's so small. Yeah. Like, it's the sheer chaos of Baby Park, and both Koala Carnival in NF and, oh my god, dude. Fuck this level. This level fucking blows in any percent. It's not too great in fucking ACG either, but at least it has a really cool skip, and at least I have to wait on more cycles anyway. So it's, like, easier. Yeah, man, you got it. Alright. I don't remember what angle I'm supposed to... Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it, man. Let's just do this. Ain't nobody got time for that. Fuck that level. What was I saying? Yeah, like Excite Bike Arena in Mario Kart 8 also feels like it attempted to replicate Baby Park and then missed what made Baby Park good. But also, like, it was also just a throwback to Excite Bike, so it had its own gimmick, but it just feels like a worse Baby Park. Thing is that it's hard to mod NF when it's a console game, and the only moddable like super easily moddable console is the Switch, I guess. Yeah, MK Wii has a lot of mods, but that's because the Wii was an extremely easy console mod. Like, extremely. I don't think I've ever seen, like, a modern console as easily moddable as the Wii.
If you enjoy your reward, we will make an even better team. Yes, yeah.
We flying. Oh, are you serious, dude? Yeah, I've heard OG Xbox is easy to mod. It's pretty cool. Emma does something here where he just goes like flying up to the top to like not fuck up the camera. Boy, still got it. Yeah, the tragic thing, Steven, is that I'm running Twins for that this weekend. And I'm like absolutely not in a Twin Sanity mood right now. It's a bit of an unfortunate timing. Like, I put in Twins because I put in ACG to Cali-thon, and I was like, I don't think I want to do ACG 2 marathons in a row, a week apart. So I was like, okay, well, what else can I do? And I was like, well, I've already done Crash 2, and I've already done Crash 4 any% for Blitz 1 and Blitz 2. So I was like, well, I haven't done Twins, so I could do Twins. And then, of course, fucking I'm not in the mood for Twins. Oh, Angus. Among Us. Oh, Angus. That's the sequel.
This one has extra babachu in him. Ooze your wage. Oh! Why?
Oh,
Why
Angus.
don't people take me seriously?
Among Us. Number 3. Big number 3, my lord. Dude, Shrek's a fucking gem. Yeah, I'm closing day 1 and then Deo's closing day 2. I appreciate being like the opener and closer of like something for each Blitz. Like Blitz 1, I was the closer of the entire marathon. Hold on. Wow, I've never fucked with that. Yeah, Josh is opening day 2. Blitz 2, I was the opener of the entire marathon, and then today I'm closing day 1. Or not today, this one I'm closing day 1. Today. Today! It's today, guys. Surprise! Today, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Not in the mood for Twins. What are you done with the real? Dude, I don't know. I've really been liking Crash 4 recently. Like, something about this game's been invigorating me. I'm loving Crash 4 right now. Like, it's fucking weird, dude. Like, a month or two ago, I was on massive, like, man, fuck running Crash 4. I don't like this. I hate this. I'm gonna play something else. And then, like, the fucking PC and PS5 version coming out, I'm just like, man, I love this game. It's so weird. It's just so much better. But it's just like, when I got the ACG record yet, I was like, okay, if I want to take a break from ACG, what else could I do? And no memes, a thought that popped into my head was 106. I just got those crates. I was doing back. Fucking ACG, dude. Yeah, I was setting up cycles, obviously. Now look how clean that cycle is, man. It was cycle manipulation getting those crates. RNG yeah, you got it. RNG and the run that has almost no RNG. Keyword is almost no RNG. I don't know, man. I've been really liking Crash 4. I love seeing people like bitch about how Crash 4 is such a terrible game. And it always boils down to, oh, it's too hard. It's such a hard game. It's such a bullshit game. And I'm just like, y'all ever consider that maybe you're just bad at it? And it's okay for a game to be hard and fair. And Crash is extremely hard and fair. And if you think it's unfair, and I don't know how to tell you this, but you might just suck. But nobody wants to hear that. They'd rather just complain. I'm bad at it, therefore the game is bad. It's a mentality I see way too much. Nice camera. When, I don't know, the mentality I have, which is probably why I'm so into speedrunning, is, I'm bad. I would like to be better. Why did I get that? I don't know. When you struggle at something and your first response is to blame the game rather than reflect on what you're doing wrong, or what you potentially can be doing wrong, I think it's time for a bit more reflection. Like, there's nothing wrong with the game being hard. I like when games are hard. I like how hard this game is, because it's a rewarding type of difficulty. Like, you feel good for completing this game. Like, the entire design of Crash 4 is, it's hard, but it rewards you for learning how to beat it. Like, there is a method to do it. Sometimes there's multiple methods to do it. And then there's always all like, oh, well, all the hidden boxes are bullshit. There's so much hidden boxes everywhere, and I'm just like, okay, so yes, there are a lot of hidden boxes. Should they have done that much? No, they probably should have toned it back a bit. Are they bullshit? No, be better. Most of the hidden crates in the game you can find pretty reasonably just by being observant and using the right analog stick. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. The level design in this game is fucking fantastic. I think this is the best level design in the entire series. But like, oh, there's too many hidden crates and they're all bullshit. I'm like, so half of that sentence, there's too many hidden crates. I'll agree with that. They went too overboard on it. But they're not bullshit, aside from a handful. And even the ones that are bullshit, there's like a pattern to how it works. So once you figure out what the pattern of the bullshit hidden crates is, you can kind of guess where they are, at which point they become less bullshit. Like the crates in the beginning of Run It By You. Yeah, they're hidden on the staircase, but by that point you should probably figure out that they like to hide things behind scenery. The only things that I would say are truly bullshit in this game are like a handful, like 2 of the hidden gems in the normal levels. I didn't even do the thing. It saves like half a second, whatever. And then like, the inverted gems are pretty gross. Like a lot of the inverted gems are pretty BS. The gem in Crash Landing was kind of bogus. They give you a hint. Kinda. The hint is like the nitro. The hint is like the nitro and the fact that like at the point where you get Ika Ika, there's an entire like, you know, like slippery section right above you that you can backpedal to. It's on the cryptic side, for sure. But I don't think it's overwhelmingly BS. Like you have to get lucky to see it. People also like to call this game out of date. What the fuck does that even mean? It stayed true to a series that's 2 decades old, therefore it's out of date. Like, it doesn't even like. Okay, people need to make up the. Is it too out of date because it's too close to the original series, or is it bad because it didn't stay close enough to the original series? I hear both takes, and I'm just like, what the fuck? No, for what I heard, Ukulele was fucking out of date. Like, Ukulele was literally just like Banjo-Kazooie in a new skin. And it didn't, like, solve any of the problems of, like, the collectathons of that era. Which is something that Hat in Time did phenomenally. A Hat in Time took all the best aspects of, like, the 5th and 6th gen collectathon platformers and left out all the bad shit. Like, left out all the repetition, all the backtracking. It's no wonder I have such high praise for that game. Thought it was Banjo-Kazooie. I've never played it, but that's what I've heard about it, is that it's literally just Banjo, but, like, not as good. Yo, Spirit Phase. World record? Probably not in this category. And I don't really want it in this category either, being honest. I just want to see what I can do with 30 FPS. Yeah, I heard the Ukulele sequel was really good. Yeah, if you could find a fix for that goober, that'd be great. Is the new Super Mario Bros. Games out of date? Some people would probably say. New Super Mario Bros. 1 is amazing. And the rest of the New Super Mario Bros. Series isn't bad. It just didn't really innovate much from the first one. Yeah, I'll do it. Thanks for the grats. I don't know. I think it's funny for people to call this game garbage because it's too hard. But then, like, games like, you know, Super Meat Boy or Celeste, which are difficult in the same way, where it's trial and error, and it rewards you for learning it and making less mistakes, are pretty universally praised games, but when Crash Bandicoot does it, suddenly it's a problem. Or like... Yeah, and Crash has always been trial and error, and some people don't want to admit that. Crash has always fucking been trial and error. I had another point I was going with this. I just forgot it because I'm zoning out. Or also like when, another thing I've heard is like, people think like this game is like too hard to control because you have so much air momentum. And it's like, for one, I don't even think it's that hard to control. I think you have an overwhelming amount of options, but when you know how to utilize the options, the game controls phenomenally. But like, if we're gonna, let's work with the assumption that this game doesn't control well, or at least it doesn't control well until you learn how to control it. That's okay. So I'll say that. It's like you have to learn how to control it, and then the response is like, oh, well, why should I have to learn this? It should just be easy to control from the get-go. I'm like, okay, so why do we endlessly heap praise on Super Mario 64, literal tank of the video game? Like, not tank controls, just feels like a fucking tank. Like, I've heard, oh yeah, Super Mario 64 is great when you have to when you learn to control it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So like,
Right then.
I should learn how to control Super Mario 64, but you don't have to learn how to control like Crash 4 or NST. Because I've heard the same thing about NST. They're just like, oh, these controls are so bad. I'm like, no, they're fine when you learn them. And they're like, oh, well, I shouldn't have to learn it. I'm just like, you shouldn't have to learn when you're playing a fucking video game? Like... Alright, see, this is my exam. People just want shit handed to them. So lo and behold, a hard game comes out, and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to play the game and not think." I like that this game made me think. Like, when I got to the end of Cortex Castle, that was the most satisfying shit on the planet. I was like, holy shit, I figured it out. And then other people were just like, man, that level was so fucking bullshit. I was like, no, you just didn't stop and, like, be patient with it. What Crash would I say is the best to start speedrunning with? Whichever one you want to. Except for maybe Twinsanity. I might not start with that one. That one's pretty hard. But, like, any of the trilogy games, Wrath of Cortex, this... Pick whichever one you want. The nice thing about most Crash games is that they're low skill floor, very high skill ceiling. So they're very easy to get into, but then you can tell when someone has put a lot of time into them. Okay, don't run Boom Bang because that's less of a speedrun and more of an RNG fiesta. Also, the game's fucking garbage. Yeah, that was kind of correct. Super Mario Odyssey. Yeah, Odyssey has a huge amount of movement options, and it's praised for having all that movement options because it's fucking Mario, and you can't criticize Mario. You're not allowed to do that. But, you know, Crash 4 has this overwhelming amount of movement options, and the game is hard to control because of that. I guess my point is, I'm not saying you should, if you have criticisms for Crash 4, you shouldn't criticize. Like, I have criticisms for this game. I don't think this game is perfect. I definitely have issues with it. But, like, there's a huge amount of, like, hypocrisy when, like, comparing games. Like, even just, like, when people are like, oh, well, Crash 1 is bad because it has a shitty checkpoint and save system. I'm just like, okay, points at so many other games of that generation and earlier that are universally praised and had shitty checkpoint and save systems. Like, it's okay to criticize Crash 1's checkpoint and saving system, but I better not see you turning a blind eye to that in Super Mario Bros. And I better not see that be the only reason you consider Crash 1 a bad game when Super Mario Bros. Is considered one of the greatest games of all time. Also, yeah, Jak 2. Like Jak 2, like, the only people, like, okay, so Jak 2 is not a universally loved game. It's a pretty well-loved game. But, like, you have the faction of, like, the Jak 1 fans who don't like it, and I understand that. But, like, Jak 2 is generally considered a good game. Jak 2's checkpoint system fucking sucks. Yeah, I mean, there's always a degree to bias. It's just like, you also see it in, like, fighting games. Like, if I make a big brain play, they're like, oh, he got lucky. But then, like, if Mango makes a big brain play, oh, that's the Mango. I think the only bad Jak game is The Lost Frontier. I'd be inclined to agree with that. Yeah, Crash 1 is incredible. But it's also, like, I've seen some people are like, oh, Crash 1 NST is, like, so much better than Crash 1 OG because it fixes the checkpoint system and the save system. I'm just like, you're right, it does. But I don't think it's better than Crash 1 because with those changes, it also brings in a lot of, like, physics and other changes to Crash 1 that I don't think do the game justice. Like, NST's faster falling speed and slow as fuck bounces hurt Crash 1 a lot. NST's janky hitboxes, which, I mean, there's janky hitboxes in OG also, but they're pretty prominent in NST, also hurt Crash 1. the fact that Crash 1's bonuses are mandatory in a game where they were clearly not designed to be mandatory, I think hurts Crash 1. I think, like, the flow of Crash 1 in OG is a lot better. But people like to simplify... People like to simplify their view on games to, like, a handful of small points when games are too complex for that, I feel. I mean, like, I understand if someone who's, like, a big fan of Jak 1 doesn't like Jak 2 because it's a completely different direction for the series. I get that. I get why Headstrong doesn't like Jak 2. I get why Josh doesn't really like it, and I'm talking about this casually because they both like it as a speedrun. Like, I get why people who love Jak 1 don't like Jak 2. I personally love all three of them. My least favorite is probably Jak 3, and even then... Okay, Cortex, you got it. Even then, I think Jak 3 is a great game also. My biggest problem with Jak 3 is that it feels kind of rushed. The time trials are also stupid in Crash 1 and ST. They definitely feel more tacked on in 1 than they do in 2. And then they do feel kind of tacked on in 2 also, but 2 kind of... It works better in 2.
I'm having fun. Can you tell?
Jak 3 is in your top 3 favorite games ever, and that's respectable. Again, I think Jak 3 is a great game. And, like, when I say it's my least favorite of the 3, I'm not saying it's bad, because, like, it's like if I were to rate on a number scale, which I don't like doing, it would be like 2 10 out of 10s and a 9 out, or like a 10 out of 10, a 9 out of 10, and an 8 out of 10, kind of. You're of the hot opinion that there are very little bad games. I've certainly played very few bad games. Like, when people are like, oh, what are your top 5 least favorite games? And I'm just like, I have to think of 5? Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, Crash or Jak 2 is a massive departure from Jak 1.
Rain of giant deadly missiles.
I would say Boom Bang's sole redeeming quality is that it brought back Tana and Pinstripe, and that is it. And that is literally the only thing.
Ow! Punchbot Mark II is for punching you, not me. Let's try this one. Stop! All right, have it your way.
Like, there's overall very few games where I play them and my initial reaction was, wow, that was bad.
Is my own design. Do you like it? What's that Bandicoot, Punchbot? Well, if you won't play fair, then neither will I. Oops, did I do that? Kill the Bandicoot, crush the Bandicoot.
I'm also more like, I generally, like, if I didn't enjoy a game, I don't generally default to saying the game was bad, I just default to saying I didn't like it. Like, I didn't like BioShock. Would I say BioShock's a bad game? No, that'd be fucking stupid. Why the fuck would I say BioShock's a bad game just because I didn't like it? BioShock is a very universally loved game, and I can understand why. I just didn't enjoy it. Oh. I don't know. I hold the belief that analyzing games is an incredibly complex process, and defaulting to, well, this is bad because X reason, not only is a massive simplification of the analysis process, but also leads to hypocritical situations where you say like, oh well, this game controls like ass, but it's okay when Super Mario 64 does it, or this game has too many movement options, but it's okay when Odyssey does it. Love that. Also, the very common take I see of this game is hard, therefore it's bullshit, therefore it's bad, as opposed to this game is hard and it forced me to learn. Especially as games become more and more handholdy. Which is like not entirely a bad thing. I do like that there are games that are super accessible. It's a really annoying take where I was like, oh, I hated this game because it was so hard and that makes it bad. And I'm just like, what the fuck? It doesn't, Amalgam. I'm running on 30. I'm running on 30 because it's any percent.
Let's see how these prehistoric predators like my blaster's new settings. They laughed when I added
like Time Warp doesn't really save all that much in ACG because I have to wait for I have to break crates anyway, and that reduces how much I can like effectively Time Warp. So in ACG for a 3-hour category, I'd rather have the higher FPS for consistent inputs. For this category, where it's short and Time Warp is fucking nuts, I would much rather have the Time Warp. And I think that 30 FPS Time Warp has a lot of potential that people aren't looking into. Because everybody's playing on 60 right now.
Ooh, I've never tried a volcano lair. Do good guys have volcano lairs?
I think I'm starting to convince Demo to do 30. Because I told him how for Luis Skip, even in ACG, I dropped to 30 to do it. And he did it, and he got it first try. And I was just like, I think 30 FPS is the move for any percent, because it makes Luis Skip way more consistent. Or at least way easier to be consistent at. And then it makes Time Warp fucking nuts. So I think it's like super worth it to like just suck it up in any percent. Like it's fucking disgusting to look at, but god damn, it's fast. The 30 FPS cameras. So any percent is split by platform. So there's PC and then PS4 and Xbox One is one platform. So it's like PC, PS4, PS5, and Switch, and then Xbox is matched with the same PlayStation system. Yeah, that's fair, Amalga. I do like that accessibility options are becoming the norm. That's a very good thing. Yeah, no, Last of Us Part 2 has great accessibility options. I guess it's not really that games have become more handholdy. I think it's a combination of like... I feel like Nintendo definitely goes hard on like some of the like easier stuff. Well, which they generally do a pretty good job of. Like a lot of the times, like the stuff where like, do you want us to do this for you is like optional. But then you get shit like Pokemon where it's literally just like, let's just talk and walk everywhere. Yo, Stan. 30 FPS. The big thing is that the Kapunawa tech, called the Time Warp, is a lot stronger at 30 FPS. Like, it's very, very noticeably faster. And then other benefits are Luis Skip becomes easier. I think that was it. You need to play I would at the very least recommend The Last of Us 1. The Last of Us 1 is a fucking masterpiece. Last of Us 2 I enjoyed for the most part, but I felt like it dragged on for way too long. And I didn't have too many problems with the narratives. There were certain aspects of the narrative that I did have issue with that I think could have been solved by the game not getting drawn out for too long. Like, I don't think The Last of Us Part 2 is a bad game. I just think it's a very okay one. I would say out of, like, all of Naughty Dog's fare since Crash Bandicoot, so none of their, like, pre-Crash stuff, it's probably my least favorite of their games. But, like, it's not a bad game at all. Yeah, like, Last of Us Part 2 is way too fucking long. That's my biggest issue with it. The game did not need to be 30 hours. Yeah, The Last of Us, like, bad is not a word I would use to describe The Last of Us Part 2. I have a very conflicted opinion on it, or a very complex opinion on it, but I would not call it bad. People jump on bad too much because negativity gives you clout on the internet. Like, when you're overly negative on the internet, you get people who are, like, equally negative agreeing with you, or you get people who are not equally negative fighting against you because why are you so fucking negative? So it gets attention. That's why it's so popular on Twitter and Reddit. It's very rare to find somebody who's, like, positive and reasonable about things in general, because that doesn't draw as much attention. Like, I sing praise for most things I do, and that's probably why I don't, like, I would hate to be, like, so fucking negative just for clout on the internet. It just doesn't seem like a fun existence. Like, I like that I look at things from an optimistic point of view. Like, even, like, NST. Like, I am very critical of NST now, a lot more than I was when it first came out. I still don't think NST is bad. I think NST, as far as remakes go, is pretty fucking good. Do I have issues with it? Yeah, a lot. Would I say it's a bad game? No. Would I tell someone not to buy it? No. I fucking told my friend who had never played a Crash game to buy NST. Okay, then you got it. I told him to buy NST and buy it on PC because it's better on PC, and he didn't listen to me. He got it on Switch. He was like, I didn't like it, and I was like, I told you to fucking get it on PC. Now, a lot of people like to default to, I don't like this one thing about this game, therefore this game sucks. Game development by Red and Twitter likes it about it. Oh yeah, definitely. Social media, I think, as a whole, does many good things, but it also comes with a lot of dangerous and bad things about it. But, like, I also don't subscribe to this theory that social media as a whole is a bad thing for society. Because social media is the reason I met my girlfriend. But, like, there's definitely a lot of downsides to it. The casual public are very uneducated on games. You honestly could have ended that sentence with the casual public is very uneducated about a lot of things. I'm not even pretending to be an expert on, like, most things I talk about. I just feel like I have a decently informed opinion on most things that I like to discuss, and if I don't have an opinion on if I don't have an informed opinion on something, I will start with the disclaimer, I don't have an informed opinion on this. Oh, another thing I'll do is that if I say something and someone counters me and I don't have a response, I'll be like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't have a response to that. Like, when I said that, like, I feel like games are getting too handholdy, and Amalga's response was, I don't really think so, and then provided an example, I was like, you know what, no, you're right. I was wrong about that. Nah, I definitely agree, Crody. There's pros and cons to, like, damn near literally everything. Keyboard warriors like to pretend they know everything when they don't. I mean, I'm the same way, Amalga. There's sometimes where, like, I just want to, like, stroll through a game and not care. But then there's also games like this where I really loved that it fucking pushed me and tested me and, like, made me learn how to beat it. And that's why I don't think this game is bad. Like, the thing that people complain about how this game is too hard, I love how hard this game is. It's one of my favorite things about it. Oh yeah, there's definitely stuff about this game I dislike. I dislike that 106% is so repetitive solely due to the existence of inverted levels. I think the insanely perfect relics are a bit too far in the concept of like rewarding the player for learning the game. I think there are some things that don't control as well as they should have, aside from just polar. Yeah, like some of the hidden boxes, some of the hidden gems, I will concede. Like, I'm not going to pretend that all of the hidden boxes and all of the hidden gems are fine. There's some dumb ones, but I do think people generalize too much where it's like, well, some of these were dumb, therefore all of them were dumb. I think the Wumpa% gem, or like the Wumpa gems are fine. I think it should have only been one, because when you get the 80% gem, you automatically get the other two. So, like, having 3 per level was pointless. I think I would have preferred if the Wumpa Fruit were instead, like, some type of currency to unlock skins. Why 30 FPS? It's faster because of the time warp tech with the Capunala mask. It's just way faster on 30 FPS. Like, that's the other thing. Like, I don't have a problem with the inverted levels themselves, Spyro-fan. Like, when I went through them to do 106% a few days ago, I enjoyed them. I just don't think they shouldn't count for as much percentage as they do. Like, they should not be more than half of the percentage of the game for full completion. That's just, at that point, it's just padding. Yeah. I like the Wumpa% gem in the context of it gave Wumpa Fruit purpose in a game that didn't intend to have a life system, which again I also like that change. I like that this game is not designed around a life system because lives are such a fucking archaic mechanic. But this is, like, I don't have a problem with inverted mode existing, Spyro-fan. Like, that I don't have an issue with. Like, I wouldn't even mind if they counted for, like, 2% of the game's full completion. It's just the fact that, like, it's, like, 53% of, or 59% of the game's full completion. So, like, to get anywhere close to 100%, you essentially have to play the game twice, which... Even though I don't subscribe to the belief that 100% completion for a game has to be good, that seems a bit excessive. And in fact, that's one of my few criticisms with Super Mario 3D World is that true 100% requires playing every level with all 5 characters, which I think is a bit overboard. But like, I've even heard like a common casual criticism of this game is that like full completion is just so much. So like even like on the casual side, there are plenty of people who have issues with the inverted mode. So I don't even think it's a disconnect between like casual players and speedrunners, because like a lot of people are just like, oh, 106% sucks in this game because there's so much you have to do, and I'm just like, yeah, the bulk of it is the inverted. Yeah, like, if it was, like, 2% of the game's full completion, like, if it gave you an extra 2% and that was how you went from, like, 104 to 106, like, I'd be annoyed, but I'd suck it up. But, like, the fact that, like, if I do everything in this game except for inverted, and I end with, like, 61%, that's a little stupid. To me, at least. But it just holds equal footing with, like, the base game, and it's essentially like if you want to fully complete the game, play it twice, and at that point it just feels like padding to me. And then like most of the normal hidden gems I think are fine, but a lot of the inverted hidden gems are fucking stupid. You missed Twins. I haven't played Twins today. I mean, I'll agree with that, Sparfan. Like, most casual players don't really care about full completion, but the ones that do complain about it a lot. But again, I guess this is me paying attention to the Twitter minority. The very vocal Twitter minority.
Interdimensional domination. Something monumentally stupid. Not from our universe.
I mean, the Twitter minority and the Reddit minority are kind of the same thing. They're both really negative about literally everything. And think they know better than everybody. Case in point, you guys hear about the shit between, like, Zem and the Ratchet and Clank speedrun? Dude, this is a fucking 1.5 minute break, Violin. Give me, don't give me that shit. I'm doing nothing right now. This is a good spot for an ad break, man. Kick some, kick some, kick some.
In my universe,
Yeah, like,
are considered pests.
this notion that Crash 4 is so hard that you can't even, like, any percent it as a casual gamer is so stupid. Like, my brother-in-law is a casual as fuck gamer, and he's going through Crash 4 just fine.
Yes. So elegant, Spider.
Like, he's even like trying to find all the boxes and stuff, and then when he can't find it, he gives up and looks it up and, like, doesn't bitch about it. But, like, if he can get through the game normally like that, and he is literally a casual gamer, like, just be better. Risky, why you make me play as Bare Bones? Do you want me to switch, like, mid-run? I don't think this is gonna PB anyway.
Enough! I won't be foiled by a flea bag. Time to die.
Dude, the mass part of Cortex Castle is literally the best part of that level. And it's just funny, like, people are like, oh, it's way too hard, and then, like, Celeste is like, oh, this game is so good, I love how challenging it is. I'm just like, it's literally the same thing, guys. Very rarely, like, if you were to ask me, like, what part of this game do I think from a design perspective is truly BS, I have one answer, and it's shipping error. And even then, that's mostly just because the Nitro's RNG. If they fix that, I would think that, you know, while it's overall still not a well-designed level, it's still, like, it's not a BS one. Yeah, like, I died like 45 times on my first visit to Cortex Castle. And I wasn't like, wow, this level's fucking garbage. I was like, wow, that took a while to learn. Lo and behold, sometimes you have to try in your video game, man. It's crazy, I know. I did miss a hidden gem, Crody. How will I ever recover? Yeah, I can agree with that, Jake. Oh, that's rough. Who knew? Yeah. This run can definitely, like, this can definitely PC PB, but I don't think it's gonna be my console PB. Oh, there was a lot of people who tried to backseat me when I was playing, and I was just like, hey, yo, fuck off. And one of them was a developer for Toys for Bob, and I was like, well, I didn't know that until after the fact, but that just makes it funnier. I mean, he's still banned. Like, I'm not unbanning him just because he's a developer for Toys for Bob. He was backseating and being an asshole about it. But yeah, no, I banned him day one because he was backseating and being an asshole about it. And then, in the IGN Devs React, he was one of the people. I recognized his username. Unbobs your toys, yeah. Thank you, Bob. When I think about, like, every game I've ever played, including the games that I genuinely love to death, the only game that I can think of where I genuinely struggle to think of a criticism for it is A Hat in Time. The only thing about A Hat in Time I can truly be critical of is the first DLC pack. And that's a fucking DLC pack, which means for the base game, I genuinely cannot think about something about it that I dislike. And the only reason it's my second favorite game of all time is because, goddamn, I fucking love Kingdom Hearts.
Does this mean I have franchise potential? Am I a franchise? Could I open a restaurant?
I mean, that was me also, Goober. Like, relearning ACG and learning it properly reminded me why I liked the game so much, because, like, so much any percent made me really jaded on this game. I was like, it's not really as good as I thought it was going to be. It could have been so much more. And then I played ACG, I was like, yo, this game's fucking amazing. I love this game. I adore Crash 4. I really do. Like, it genuinely rivals Twins and Crash 2 as my favorite Crash game. Like, any of those three could be my favorite. That'd be pretty cool, Starfan, if you're able to do that.
Oh, bollocks, my head hurts.
Wonder what the local
I mean,
delicacy is.
a Crash game is my third favorite game of all time. I restrict myself to one game per franchise, generally, with the exception of CTR, or CTRNF is an exception just because it's a racing game in a series of platformers. So I count it separately from the rest of the Crash series, but, like, a Crash platformer is my third favorite game of all time. Whether it's Twinsanity, Crash 2, or Crash 4 is up for debate. I generally just default to Twinsanity, though. But, like, it could be any of the three. Alright, man, you got it.
Yeah.
I do love Crash Bandicoot Twinsanity. The Crash Bandicoot Twinsanity fandom is dying. Like and retweet if you like CBT. I know my favorite is Kingdom Hearts, and even that is like pretty close between Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. And then I know my second is A Hat in Time. Cognitive behavioral therapy, you're right. At this point, I'd say my fourth favorite is actually 3D World. Like, playing the Switch port of that reminded me of why I love that game as much as I do. That's not how that works. Yo, Super Sphere, thanks for your luck. Cooking beef tacos? Yo, let's go. Crash Bash it. Wait a minute, hold up. I don't know about that one. Tracing art with Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, that'd be kind of lit. Dash dancing? Dash dancing. Oh, 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 what the fuck? Yep, you got it, boss. Yep, you got it, boss. Woo!
Fried mystery.
You got money from your community college before you got my part of the recent. Nice. He kinda gaming. He's kind of gaming. Crash Bandicoot 12, let's fucking go. No, I don't know why. Earlier I was browsing the bad side of Twitter. I just saw one person who was just like, he referred to Crash 4 as IAT, which is like, I've seen people refer to it as IAT. I call it that sometimes. But then like, he was just like, yeah, I refuse to call it Crash 4 and I'll never call it that. I'm just like, bro, why are you such a whiny man-child? Like, the game's garbage. They didn't understand anything about what made Crash so good. I was like, on the contrary, they understood everything that made Crash good. Man, you're right, Crow. God, fuck this level, dude. You know, this game is so bad, man. You know, I'm dying as Cortex because he takes precision. I'm not good at controlling him, so the game sucks, man. Yeah, fuck this game. Yo, Karo. Ah, fuck. No, I think it's actually called Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped in Europe, Crody. It's just in America where it's Crash Bandicoot Warped. It's not even necessarily Naughty Dog fanboys. This person in particular, I know them. They just complain about literally everything. Anything about modern gaming with this person is just awful. And it's just ruining the industry, and everything's greedy and awful, and... Ted probably knows what I'm talking about. forgot I was playing as Bare Bones. Holy shit. That threw me off. Doesn't yell 3 in your... Well, we all know the best thing that any version of that game yells is whatever the fucking Spanish thing is, like teleportado or something.
And now for me to
Crash
stop
Bandicoot, that is potato.
me.
Yeah, teleportados! Roughly translated to stop time situation, obviously. Yeah, but Das is Das. You got this one minor detail wrong. Why do you have to be so misinformed?
to me on the loose. I gently
I'll be honest, I'm kind of the same way. I'm just less vocal about it. Like, someone will say something, like, someone will quote something and they'll be like one word off, and I'm just like, that's not it. That's not it. But I just don't want to say anything because I'm just like, I'm not that much of a fucking contrarian. The 3 in the logo is red. I should learn wheel skip. Yeah, fuck that fruit, man. Woo! Oh, fuck me. Why is that even a death trigger? Crash 1 is the only canon Crash game. You're right. Well, guys, technically, Bash is the true ending to the series because Bash doesn't end in a way where anything can come out after, so everything that came out after Bash is non-canon. I can't believe the Wrath of Cortex non-canonized Bash. Like, how could they? Just retconned Bash out of existence. Like, fucking hell. Why would they do that? Fuck them. We just call it the first nitro processing skip. I don't know. I just call the old nitro processing skip either the easy nitro processing skip, or I call it the giant room skip. I still think Run It Bayou skip should have been called Dillo skip or Armadillo skip. I like Twin Sanity's skip naming convention. They actually name it after what it skips. Like yesterday when like I revealed that it's called Blonde Skip because it skips the cutscene where Cortex says blondes do have more fun. Like, I love that that's the Twins naming convention. Yeah, that was really bad. I mean, that's the thing, Craig, is that, like, Crash never really had the strictest canon. Aside from, like, the original trilogy is all connected, Wrath of Cortex and Twin Sanity are connected, and then, like, Titans and Mind of a Mutant are connected. As far as main series games go. And then as far as GBA games go, Huge Adventure and End Transfer are also connected. But that's about it. Oh yeah, no, I saw that, Chef. I also saw Violin linked me a video of a mod that replaces it with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'm just like, I'm about that. It's only because Milton likes performing the skip. Yeah. There's a skip in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on PS1 called Clody Skip because the person who found it is named Clody. And he was like a Let's Player or something. I love this. I love this so much, dude. Oh, it's sick. If only I didn't die everywhere else. The thing that bothers me about the whole controversy with us calling that Hob Slides, and I know I've said this before, like, I get the argument of, like, yes, we have things named after other people, but, like, never, like, a movement tech. Like, a main movement tech shouldn't be named after a runner. I'm just like, okay, I get you, but at the same time, you fuckers tried to call Mach Tornado obdueling, so I don't want to hear it. And don't try to tell me that was a joke, because, if I hadn't thought of Mach Tornado, we'd be fucking calling it obdueling. Like, that, the hypocrisy of that argument is what I don't like about it. Like, if you really didn't want it to be called Hob Slides, you should have thought of something before Hob Slides stuck. Okay, so in defense of landing slide spin, I thought of that. Like, I was like, if you guys really want us to call it something else, like, that is more accurate to what it is supposed to be, then fuck, I can try and get landing slide spin to, like, stick. It did not stick, so I went back to calling it hop sliding. I was like, well, you know what, if this is what the NST community calls it, yeah, I guess it's hop sliding. I don't know, I thought landing slide spin sounded pretty cool. Man, I can't believe I still know how to do toxic tunnel cycles. Ooh, 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 ooh. But yeah, like, you can't give us shit for calling it hob sliding when then fucking Mach Tornado almost got called abdueling by those assholes. That's some slightly, yeah, that was scary. I can't even say that ACG made me better at this level, because in ACG this level's a fucking auto-scroller, which I appreciate tremendously, because this level, if this level was as hard as it is in any percent in ACG, I'd fucking cry. But the only parts of this in ACG that are hard are fucking the gem route and the bonus. The bonus is like impossible, apparently.
What must I do to prove myself? Mother's name, Sheriff. Childhood pet, frog with googly eyes. Favorite food, buttered noodles. Butter on the side. Pedrio, change the password to my diary. This fruit is snooping.
Fuck, that was good. Where did I lose time? Holy shit, that was a really good Toxic Tunnels. If it was as hard in ACG, I'd still be claiming ACG is the worst thing ever. Oh yeah, totally. If that one level was worse than it is, I would declare the entire category shit, obviously. Yeah, no, it's Mach like Mach speed. And I absolutely came up with the name as a reference to Meta Knight's neutral special in Brawl, and to Smash in general, but I was definitely thinking about Brawl at the time. Oh my god, this sucks. It is absolutely a reference to Brawl Meta Knight. And I have no regrets. Alright, man, you got it.
What is it? Am I seeing double?
Pedrio, quickly! Revoke this fraud's hologram access!
How much time do I think time skipping saves in any percent? It's hard to gauge because it's a tech that has like very close to limitless potential. Like, it's honestly hard to say.
I'm the real Cortex! No, Pedrio, I am!
Ding dong, ding dong! Oh my, sounds like the doorbell.
Yeah, no, I fucking love the time warp. Enough to deal with 30 FPS. I mean, it's doable on higher FPSs. It's just stronger at 30. But yes, I absolutely think it's worth dealing with 30 FPS over. It's the combination of that and Luis skip. Like, both of those make it worth it to me. You can do a time warp there, but it doesn't like save any. It doesn't save too much, and it's risky. So.
That'll shut me up.
That was nice. Riko skip where we skip Riko's exit. Why would you want to do that? Your brain hurt watching it. Yeah, it's such bullshit game design. It's so impossible. That's why I did it in like 20 seconds.
Yoink. Did you jump on the shoot-o-matic? Blast it!
My name's not what? Really? How did that not? Okay, man, you got it. You fucking got it, dude. Sure.
Go!
I was wrong there, I guess. I don't know how I didn't get a body slam, but okay.
Just relax and accept non-existence.
Hmm.
Shoot-o-matic! Stop that!
The death plane is lower than the horizontal laser beams.
Time out! Time
As you're
out.
saying, like you die before you touch the lasers.
Annihilate! Fire!
I mean, I've never really noticed that, but I guess it's a fair complaint.
I can smell your fleas boiling. Careful, I might flip. Yes, your whole world is upside down. Confused? Disoriented? I can see your tiny brain cells frying themselves.
Oh my god.
Blast it!
Yup. RNG, a staple of Cortex boss fights everywhere. And by that I mean just this and NSC3, but you know, who's keeping track? Oh, is this gonna fucking suck dick on 30?
Ready, set, power before stop that!
I'm afraid of this. Oh, I did it! Oh shit. That was scary.
Rude. Enough. I'm bored of your shenanigans.
What the duh. I was neutral, you can see it on the input display. It did it again! I'm fucking dead. I'm not dead. I'm dead! Cool, yep, gaming!
Unbelievable.
What the? I'm so confused!
Assistance, help!
I fucking body slammed it! Okay, switch to uncapped at the start of this fight. This is the conclusion I'm reaching.
There's always room
What
for
the
improvement,
fuck?
I guess.
Not like this.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I've never had that happen.
No, 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 no.
I'm gonna save that as a PC, PB. Thanks for the GGs, everyone.
Must have taken a hit to the old temporal lobe. But a fallen foe can only mean one thing. It came to blows, and I won! My new general's first order of business will be to dispose of you.
It didn't save. Of course. The fuck was it? 126.19? I'll just fucking eyeball the picture I just made.
Explains a lot.
You stay.
What are you going to do to me?
Looks like somebody needs a little time out.
Somewhere he can't cause any trouble.
Enjoy the end of the universe!
Dingo's diner is back and
delectable dishes inspired by my interdimensional travels. Enjoy the breeze with our innovative three-wall dining room design. Dingo's Diner. Health and safety rated D. For delicious.
Warning, D is a failing sanitation grade and does not stand for delicious.
Save that.
Peace at last.
Yeah, risky. It's 4 minutes faster than console record. So yeah, it's overall record.
Hey, Crash, you're in. 5, 4, 3,
Alright, I have an icon.
2, 1.
Hope we see the Quantum Mask more in the future. Yeah, I like them as characters. So, just save those. I'll just compare to hubs, I guess. Enjoy the rest of uni!